Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, honorable judges, respectful opponent, and all the audience. My name is Aisha, and I stand here proudly as the opposition team. Team on today's motion. This house will group students in primary and secondary school into classes in the basis of ability rather than according to age. So first of all, uh, on today's motion uh, about the group students, primary and secondary school, and so on, moving away from age-based grading toward ability grouping is a very controversial topic. So while it aims for academic efficiency, it is often overlooks the holistic development of a child. So the main reason to disagree with this motion is that because school is not only a place for learning the essentials like math, physics, and so on, but it is also a place for socialize and developing soft skills like being in a part of society, being patient, and anywhere else. So by isolating students based on cognitive speed, you strip away the opportunity to develop soft skills like, as I said before, like empathy, sympathy, patience, collaborating with others, and doing a group works, and many more, which in this case are only learned in a diverse environment. And also, according to PISA, or Program for International Student Assessment data provided by the OECD, countries that delay tracking of grouping by ability like Finland and Estonia tend to have higher overall performance and greater equity. So this research suggests that early streaming often correlates with socioeconomic status rather than pure natural talent, meaning ability grouping can accidentally becomes a form of social segregation. And then I also have a research of, from the internet that often cited on platforms like Psychology Today or educational journals describes the big fish, little pond effect, or BFLP. If you guys ever heard of that, it suggests that high achieving students' academic self concept is higher, way higher, when they are in a mixed ability pond. That than when they are surrounded by the other high achievers, where they suddenly feel affairs or below average. So my first argument on on today's motion is, first of all, is this why student needs to socialize with their age individuals to hit their critical development milestones. So my first argument is age-based classes allow students to grow alongside others, undergoing the same biological and emotional changes like puberty and Identity formations. So with high ability younger students is pushed into a class of older students, they may be academically at home, but socially isolated, leading to an anxiety or burnout. And of course, it will bother the learning process of an individual in class, and maybe can cause a downgrade in their ability to understanding or receiving much more new informations in class. And then grouping by ability creates a hierarchy that is very difficult to escape. Why? It's because students in lower groups often internalize the label of being slow or not smart, leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy. So conversely, those in high ability groups may develop an elitist mindset or extreme perfectionist anxiety. And of course, it will also lead a student from lower groups feeling a downgrade in their ability to do something well at the same time. They can do it very, very well. They're very good at it. And yeah, it will ruin their mental health slowly also. So for my last argument is, in the real world, ability is not a single trait because, you know, we all know that people have very different challenges, very different skills, very different strengths, and so on. So a mixed ability classroom mirrors a real workplace. High ability students learn leadership and communication by helping their peers. So like they help the others to do the tasks that they don't know. They have to the others to understanding something even more, while others are motivated by their classmates who are helping them to understanding something even better. So removing this diversity creates an echo chamber where students only interact with people who think exactly like them. And then I also have examples regarding this today's emotions. First is that let's we consider a 10 years old student who is very very exceptionally gifted in, let's say, mathematics, chemistry, physics, economy, or something. Um, so when they are under an ability-based system, they might be placed in a classroom with a 14, 15, or 16 years old to match their cognitive level. So while they can solve the equations on the board, they cannot participate in the social world of their classmates. You know why? Because during breaks, the older students are discussing topics like, dating, part-time jobs, or complex social hierarchies that a 10-year-old is very unemotional and is very emotional unprepared for. So this will create a social vacuum where the child feels like an outsider in both worlds, to advance for their age mates but to imagine for their classmates by staying with their age group. And they can develop a healthy friendship and navigate the milestone of childhood while seeking academic extension within a safe age appropriate environment. And then let's go back to what I said before about research big fish little pond effects. It provides a compelling look at academic confidence. A student who is the top performer in a mixed ability class usually feels confident and capable, which drives them to take risks more and explore new subjects. But however, if that same student is moved into a high ability only class, they suddenly find themselves at the bottom or middle of the pack. Their self-esteem often takes massive hits because they no longer feel special or smart in the class, and the shift can lead into perfectionist paralysis, where students become so afraid of failing amongst their high-achieving peers that they stop taking academic risk altogether. So I think that's all that I can say for today's emotions, and I'm here proudly stand as the opposition side on today's motion. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.